All right, thanks, guys. The Nets take on the Pistons, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Detroit. The Pistons were 4.5, now minus 5.5. Totals 212. The Pistons are 220 on the money line. That's a 30-cent move toward Detroit. And at the moment, 65% are leaning toward Detroit, 60% shaded toward the over. And speaking of Detroit, 10-3 against the spread in their last 13 to finish off the 17-18 season. They're also 7-2 ATS in their last 9 at home as well. They're taking on a Brooklyn squad who's just 1-4 straight up in their last 5, taking on the Pistons. The Nets have also lost 6 out of their last 7 when playing on the road against Detroit. Now, total-wise, 5-1 to the under in Brooklyn's last 6 matchups with the Pistons. Meanwhile, the Pistons are 5-2 to the under in their last 7 playing at home. So with all that said and done, I like the home faves in this one. Give me the Detroit Pistons minus 5 after buying the hook and the under. 212 in this one. Next game, the Bucks take on the Hornets, 7 o'clock East in Charlotte. The Bucks were laying 1.5, now minus 2.5. Total was 217 up to 218. Currently, the Bucks are $1.45 on the money line. That's a 15-cent move toward Milwaukee. And at the moment, 69% is leaning Milwaukee, 58% is leaning over. The Hornets are just 1-7 ATS in their last 8 games at home, dating back to last season. They also failed to cover in 6 out of their last 8 meetings at home against Milwaukee. The Bucks on the other side, 4-2 straight up in their last 6 meetings with the Hornets. Now, total-wise, the Bucks finished the season 20-4 to the over in their final 24 ball games. They're also 6-2 to the over in their last 8 meetings with Charlotte. So with all that said and done, I got to lean toward the road faves in this one. Give me the Milwaukee Bucks minus 2 after buying the hook and the under. 218 in this one. With that said, welcome to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Wednesday's NBA action. But before we get into all of that, I just want to quickly remind you to check me out at patreon.com/BrockPage. And with a documented win percentage of 71% for my last 17 hockey plays on that website, you're costing yourself valuable information each and every day you're not subscribed. Now, membership tiers begin at just $1.99 per month. There's also plenty of free content there as well. So once again, please feel free to just quickly hit that pause button right now and just open up your browser. All you got to do is type in patreon.com/BrockPage. It'll only take you a few seconds. Link is in the description section below. And if you are a current patron of mine and you are currently watching this program right now, I simply cannot thank you enough. You most certainly make it all worth it. And with all that said and done, let's go ahead and jump right back into some more lines and personal leans. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got Heat Magic, 7 o'clock Orlando. The Miami Heat opened 2, now minus 2.5 against the spread. Total open 210.5 down to 210 even. The Heat are the $1.40 faves on the money line. Nickel fade of Miami in the early betting. And at the moment, 63% are leaning Miami, 61% to the over. Now, Miami's 9-3 straight up in their last dozen on the road in Orlando. And historically, they've gone 18-7 straight up in their last 25 with the Magic. Orlando on the other side, just 3-8 against the spread to finish out last season. They've also failed to cover in 5 out of their last 7 at home. Now, total-wise, 8 out of these teams' last 10 matchups did get over the total in their head-to-head meetings. The total's also gone over in 5 out of Orlando's last 6 games when playing at home against Miami. So with all that said and done, give me the Miami Heat minus 2 after buying the half a point and the over. 210 in this one. Next game, Grizzlies Pacers. 7 o'clock Indiana. The Pacers were 7, now minus 6.5. Total was 209, all the way down to 206. The Pacers are 260 for some money line cash. And at the moment, 62% are leaning Indiana, 51% shaded toward the over. Indiana went 6-1 ATS in their final 7 games of last season. They're also 16-5 straight up in their last 21 at home. They're taking on a Memphis squad who went 0-5 straight up in their last 5 road games to finish the season. And historically, Memphis has lost 16 out of their last 21 games when playing on the road against Indiana. Now, total-wise, Grizzlies are 12-6 to the under when playing in Indiana. The Pacers, on the other side, finished 9-3 to the under in their last 12 contests. So with all that said and done, give me the Pacers minus 6 after buying the hook and the under 206 in this one. Next game, Hawks, Knicks, 7:30 New York. The Knicks are the 3.5-point favorite. Total was 213.5 up to 214 and a hook. The Knicks are the $1.60 favorite in this one. And at the moment, 51% are leaning Knicks, 56% shaded toward the over. Now, the Knicks dropped 5 out of their last 6 straight up with the Hawks. They've also dropped 5 out of their last 6 games at MSG. The Hawks, on the other side, 5-1 ATS in their last 6, winners of 2 out of their last 3 straight up to finish the season last year, and total-wise, 7-3 to the over in these teams' last 10 meetings. The total's also gone over in 4 out of Atlanta's last 5 games when playing New York. So with all that said and done, not only do I think the visitors can cover here, I actually like them outright, catching the plus money. Give me the Atlanta Hawks plus $1.45, winning this one outright, and the over 214 in this one. Next game, Cavaliers, Raptors, 7:30 Toronto. The Raptors open 10, now the 12-point favorite in this one. Total open 214 up to 215.5. Currently, Toronto's the massive $10 favorite on the money line. And at the moment, 59% are leaning Toronto, 55% shaded toward the under. Toronto's just 2-8 ATS in their last 10 taking on the Cavs. They also dropped 7 out of 8 straight up playing at home against the Cavs. Now, the new look Cavaliers on the other side, they do have Rodney Hood and Larry Nance questionable for tonight with foot injuries. And obviously, it's also a completely different and new-looking team. I'm more or less fading Toronto in this spot here, laying the double digits as they've proven not to be all that great against the number in certain spots last year. And total-wise, I really don't know where this Cavs ball club's at. I don't know where we're at with them. I'm not going to give them credit for being able to put up a whole ton of points. So all in all, really a tough game to cap. This game really is a coin flip for me. Not real confident about either leans. That said, though, no free passes here. We don't shy away from making a pick like the guys do on the radio. We're not going to take a free pass. Give me the Cleveland Cavs plus 12 and the under 215.5 in this one. Next game, Pelicans, Rockets, 8 o'clock Houston. The Rockets are 7.5, totals 229.5. The Rockets are the $3.35 favorite on the money line. 66% are leaning Houston, 64% shaded toward the over. Houston averaged 113 points a game last season on their home court. They're also a dominant 5-0 in their last 5 at home against New Orleans, while also going 5-2 ATS in their last 7 at home against the Pels. New Orleans on the other side, just 1-4 straight up in their last 5, taking on the Rockets. The Pels also dropped 8 out of their last 10 straight up with Houston. Now, total-wise, extremely high total in this matchup here. Not so sure we'll see that many points right out the gate. These teams are just 3-7 to the over in their last 10 meetings. Houston's also 17-7 to the under in their last 24 at home. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean Houston -7 after buying the hook and the under 229.5 in this one. Next game, T-Wolves, Spurs, 8:30 San Antonio. The Spurs are -2.5. Total was 210.5 down to 210 even. San Antonio is the $1.35 favorite in this one. That's a 20-cent fade of the Spurs on the money line. And at the moment, 59% are leaning San Antonio, laying the points, while 65% is shaded toward the under. Now, the Spurs have historically played this Minnesota team exceptionally well. That said, though, San Antonio is just 2-5 ATS in their last 7 games dating back to last season. They're also taking on a Minnesota team who finished 6-3 ATS last season and averaged 109 points on offense for the year. Now, total-wise, Minnesota not only put up a bunch of points, they gave up their fair share as well. 109 points a game they gave up on the road. And whenever people think of San Antonio, they immediately think unders, but the total's gone over in 6 out of Minnesota's last 7 when playing on the road against the Spurs. So with all that said and done, I'm going contrarian on all fronts. Give me the Minnesota Timberwolves plus $1.25, winning this one outright for some money line cash, and the over 210 in this one. Next game, Jazz Kings, 10 o'clock Sacramento. The Jazz were the 8-point faves on the road. They're now -9. Total was 208, all the way down to 205 flat. Currently, the Jazz are the $4.60 favorite on the money line, and at the moment, 67% are leaning Utah, 52% shaded toward the over. The Kings are 6-4 ATS in their last 10 with the Jazz. Sacramento also takes on a Utah team who's failed to cover in 5 out of their last 7, dating back to last season. The Jazz have also struggled to get the job done on the road, just 2-5 straight up in their last 7 away from home. Now, total-wise, a lot of folks were leaning toward that under in the early wagering. That said, though, Utah went 27-20 to the over in their games on the road last season. The total's also gone over in 9 out of Utah's last 13 games away from home. So with all that said and done, I think I got to ride with the home dogs in this one. Give me Sacramento plus 9 in the over. 205 in this one. Next game, Mavericks Suns, 10:30 Phoenix. The Suns are -1, totals 215. Phoenix is the $1.20 favorite on the money line. 52% are leaning Phoenix, while 57% are leaning toward the over. Now, Phoenix finished 4-2 ATS in their last 6 games, 5-0 ATS in their last 5 playing Dallas. The Mavs, on the other side, winless in their last 5 against the Suns. They also failed to cover in 4 out of their last 6 on the road in Phoenix. Now, total-wise, 7 out of Dallas's last 9 got over the total in the city of Phoenix. Meanwhile, Suns games finished 4-1 to the over to finish out the season last year. So with all that said and done, I got to take the lesser of 2 evils in this matchup here. Give me the Phoenix Suns -1 in the over. 215 in this one. All right, next and final game for the show. It is going to be Nuggets Clippers, 10:30 Los Angeles. The Nuggets are the 1.5-point favorite after that line flipped. Total was 227 down to 226. Denver's $1.25 on the money line, 15-cent move in their favor. And at the moment, 64% are leaning toward the Nuggets to get the job done. But despite being the favorite in this one, this Denver squad is just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 on the road against the Clippers. The Nuggets also won just 3 of 12 straight in their last dozen contests on the road against the Clippers. Now, LA on the other side, they did put up a rotund 110 points a game on average on their home court last season. 5 out of their last 6 games did get over the total as well. Denver on the other side finished 23-18 to the over in all their road games to finish out last season. So with all that said and done, I'm going to slide with the home dog in this one. Give me the LA Clippers +2 after buying the hook and the over. 226 in this one. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me. But before I get out of here, I just want to quickly remind you to check me out at patreon.com/BrockPage. And with a documented win percentage of 71% for my last 17 hockey plays on that website, you're costing yourself valuable information each and every day you're not subscribed. Now, memberships begin at just $1.99 per month. There's also plenty of free content there as well. So once again, please feel free to just quickly hit that pause button right now and open up your browser. All you got to do is type in patreon.com/BrockPage. It'll only take you a few seconds. The link is in the description section below. And if you are a current patron of mine and you are currently watching this program right now, I simply cannot thank you enough. You most certainly make it all worth it. And most importantly, thank you for watching today's program. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free information. And please don't forget to check me out at patreon.com/BrockPage.